Hello, I am Pheasant Clop, and this is my brand new channel. I thought I'd start in and see how this goes. I'm not what you call monetized or anything like that. Just going to put up a couple of videos here now and then just to see what's out there and to spread, well, I don't know, spread the love is probably a little strong. Spread well, hopefully everyone will get a giggle out of it, and we'll just leave it at that. Today we're starting with something that I've been wondering about for a while, but came up with some ideas for it and wanted to get them out there, share them, see what people think. Maybe they'll get a laugh out of it. Maybe someone will write a story about it and will tell me, and I'll get some entertainment back. But whatever. So we're going to start today with the question of what if Harry Potter was a TV series instead of a series of movies and books. So we're going to get started on this list. At number one, at some point, the entire school of Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, would lose its magic. So you'd have the purebloods totally lost as not and not knowing what to do. You'd have the half-bloods and the muggle-born and the muggle-raised, in Harry's case, going around having to show people how to do things. Um, of course, the Halloween episodes would be truly epic because you've got all the old tropes there for Halloween. So, I mean, you could even do one that's completely against type, and everyone's perfectly normal, and they're wondering why everyone keeps talking about magic. There's no magic here. You could always do something like that. For those who are fans of Harry and Ginny, Harry and Hermione would try dating only to discover they think of each other more like brother and sister. And if you like Harry and Hermione, Harry and Ginny would do the same thing. Or perhaps you could have them doing that with both of them and he ends up off with Luna somewhere. You never know. It's a TV series, things could change. There would be episodes where Malfoy would end up trapped in a small area with Harry. You'd also have the same thing with Hermione or even Ron, where they would have to work together to solve a problem or get out of a mess they're in. Then you'd also have Bulstrode. I think Millicent Bulstrode is her name. You would have her having a situation where she'd be stuck with Hermione, and they would become frenemies. Or I mean, you could do that with any of the girls, but you'd only want to do it with one of them. You could do it with her. You could do it with Daphne Greengrass, Tracy Davis, or any of the other Slytherin girls, to where now they're kind of frenemies. And you'd end that episode where the girls from Slytherin are trying to give Hermione a hard time, and you'd see the girl in the back of the group kind of smile at Hermione and wink and then turn and walk off. And Hermione kind of sits there and gets a little smile on her own face before she turns around and verbally eviscerates these Slytherin girls. In at least one episode, Harry's parents would seem to be alive, probably a trick by Voldemort or by some Death Eater. The main bad guy in all this will probably end up having to be Lucius Malfoy for at least a while. Maybe introduce another one at some point, but it have to be a Death Eater. But they ended up making it look like Harry's parents were alive. Um, and Voldemort would be given a body at least 3 times, 2 of which would be killed instantly, or at least very quickly in the episode. Uh, because you couldn't have him around. But you could do that in a way, maybe because they're never really certain on the protections, how Lily protected Harry. You could always do a thing where Voldemort gets his body back, but at the same time, so does at least one of Harry's parents. So now you've balanced things back out again with the bad guy and the mom, and you could have a lot of you could do almost an entire season or at least a few weeks of summer of him trying to get used to having a parent who loves him there. You Ron would be possessed at least once, and Ron is the one who would be more likely to be possessed. I think just character type and all that. It seems like he'd be more likely to be the one to be possessed. Neville would end up either switching bodies with a girl or temporarily becoming a girl. I could see something happening in Potions class where he ends up changing with Hermione, and Hermione finds herself in his body, or or he ends up screwing up a potion and ends up becoming a girl, and they have to do that. And I could see that happening more than once. Seeing the girl Neville standing here going, "Oh, not again," something like that. Um, and no matter how self-assured they are, anyone dating Harry, Hermione, or Ron, the Golden Trio, would be a paranoid mess. I mean, you're dating Harry, and Hermione comes in the room. His attention's going to go from you to her. That's the way it is. She's his best friend. He's going to be paying attention to her. At least once it would look like Neville was the one from the prophecy. And there would also be episodes, one at least with Hedwig as the main character, one with Crookshanks as the main character, and you'd also have one with Dobby being the main character. And you learn that he does things for Harry that no one knows about, like he's always having to go around and pick up the invisibility cloak, put it back in Harry's trunk. Harry doesn't notice. Or he does notice, but he pretends he doesn't because he doesn't want to let Dobby know, or he's doing it on purpose. There's also the thing where at least once different characters would be turned evil. Example, Neville is turned evil. Maybe he gets a hold of a cursed wand somehow. But then he shows that he's really powerful. It could be where you find out that he's been using his father's wand and it doesn't match him. All of a sudden, he's very powerful and he's evil now. So he ends up giving Dumbledore a run for his money. It could be one of the occasions where Voldemort gets a body, and all of a sudden that body gets squished flat by a very powerful Neville. You could use that to give him self-confidence in later seasons. And last but not least, versions of Harry from other worlds could show up. Of course, if he's showing up, Hermione, maybe Ron, also show up. You could have the gender switch where it's Rose Potter and her friend Harry, Harry Granger. So they show up, and you have to find a way to send them home. So, and at least one time that would happen, it would be a fake sent by Voldemort. How do you think these ideas would go over? How long do you think the show would have lasted if it had been done instead of a movie? There were rumors at one point they were going to be doing one of Ilvermorny, which is a school in the United States, and the rumor was they were going to be using some of the kids from Stranger Things. Nothing ever came of it. Apparently it was just rumor. I was looking forward to the show myself. They could have used ideas like this and that. What do you think of the ideas? Can you think of any more ideas that should have been put on this list that would have made for interesting episodes of the program of Harry Potter? Let me know below, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I am Pheasant Clop, and I hope you have a very pleasant day.